What is up, everybody? Well, some of you, if you've been around the channel a long time, you may remember that a few years back, I was part of a group of fellow YouTube gamers who did this series where we would take on weekly challenges on Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, and we would have to try and complete the challenge in the least amount of time possible, or spending the least amount of money possible, or whatever the challenge might be. And then we would see how everybody did. We would all release the video at the exact same time. Well, we're going to do it again, and including myself, Brother Monroe, who was in that original group, is also a part of this one, along with some other folks, and I will put the links to their videos down in the description. This is the first one that's being released in this series, which we are calling Shipyard Champions. This is week one of the Shipyard Champions, and here is what our task is on this one. Design a 1930 battleship. So you have that right there. Take on a fleet from 1920 with one battleship, one battle cruiser, two heavy cruisers, three light cruisers, and five destroyers at a range of 15 kilometers. So we've got all of that. Now here's the twist. The battleship you design must be the least displacement possible. So that is what we're dealing with, is the smallest displacement, not the max displacement, but the actual weight that is used. And then whoever can sink the entire fleet, stay afloat, and do so with the least displacement on their own battleship possible wins the challenge this week. So that's what we're facing. It's time to go in and design a really light ship that can take on a battleship, a battlecruiser, two heavy cruisers, three light cruisers, and five destroyers. I guess it would help if I started out by designing it the right way. I had them flipped. It's been a while since I've done a custom battle. So I had them flipped, and I actually had my side with all of the ships rather than the one. So here's what we're looking at. We have the opportunity to do a modernized dreadnought, a modern battleship, or an N3G3 class, which would be like the Nelson kind of thing, since I'm British. Obviously, there's different starting displacements with each of those, and I'm just curious to know, if I drop range and displacement and speed, what's our starting weight? Looking at like 15,000 versus doing the same thing with NG. It's going to be about the same there. And then a modernized dreadnought, of course, again, same deal. It feels like the minimums are going to be pretty similar. Only 12,000 with the modernized dreadnought. But I feel like I want the modern battleship hull for this. So we're going to do everything we can to kind of start at the bare minimum and then kind of work our way up from there. It doesn't cost any weight to have better training. So obviously we want to do that. The quarters don't change the weight a whole lot either. So those are things we can start with. Okay, so I'm going with the lightest tower, the lightest funnel, the lightest secondary tower that we can possibly get. In each of these cases, we're going to skim on all of that stuff. No auxiliary engines. We're going to go with the turbo electric, which is the lightest engine we can go with. I want to look here at the weight of things like funnels and see which one is going to... Okay, it looks like natural draft boilers is going to be our best bet, and we're plenty fine at engine efficiency right now. Same deal with everything here. We're going to go with whatever the lightest is on armor. Armor weight minus 45%, minus 40. So obviously this gives us the lightest armor. I'm a little worried if I don't add at least some anti-torpedo. That's going to add a lot of weight, but I feel like I have to do some of this stuff for the sake of survival. Hull weight looks like Citadel 4. So that's going to add a ton. But I'm afraid of not having a Citadel. My goodness. Is that the kind of thing I can dare to not have? Wow. Okay. Okay. We could go as high as 17-inch guns on this thing. But the weight it's a huge difference in weight. Although I feel like we're probably more likely to get insta kills with 17s. What's the accuracy? 10,000 meters. It's about a 4.3%. versus with the 13-inch gun, it's 17%. Wow, really? That is a huge difference in accuracy at 10,000 meters. I mean, it's not even close. And it drops way down from 13 to 14s. And that's because these are Mark IVs. So I think we're going to go with 2 barrels. That gives us a rate of fire of 1.44 rounds per minute. And then what we'll do is, I think we'll just adjust kind of the barrel length and things like that to maybe give us, I mean, what's that do in terms of weight? It doesn't add a ton of weight. But it's going to give us hopefully some more accuracy. Definitely want to get the best rangefinder on this thing that doesn't add a ton of weight. So it looks like we're probably looking at maybe like the Coincidence Rangefinder 5. Though that doesn't give me, I like the stereoscopic. It gives us better changes there. We're not going to add acoustics. We're going to take our chances with that. Radar, what's that going to add to it? Oh, that's a lot of weight. We'll go Gen 1 radar. I do want to have a radar on there. Oh, goodness. Auto reload is going to add to the weight. Oh, that adds a lot of weight too. It reduces our gun reload time though. But, okay, we're going to go to enhanced reload, and I feel like that's just probably the way we want to go with this. Man, I feel like there's no protection on this thing at all. It's only 20,000 tons so far, but we're going to have to get some secondaries, and I definitely want to have some torpedo launchers. We could do 4s, but that's a lot of, well, there's only 83 tons. See, torpedo launchers are a low weight option that gives me a nice amount of extra firepower on this thing without having to add a ton of weight like you do with the guns. Can I do this without getting in the way of those guns? I think I can. Okay, then let's look at the torpedoes. Let's get, I like that, electric. We can go all the way up to 22 inch. That does add some weight, but what's badly placed? I think we're okay. All right. Next things here. What's going to give us the best? We want TNT. That actually drops some weight. Tube powder. I think we'll go with that. All right. We're getting there. We're getting there. Cat ballistic shell 2. Let's go with the best technology we can get on these. Okay, I feel like, how much is this going to add to the weight? Oh, that adds a lot to weight. We're going to have to go standard here. All right, I think that's probably going to be it. I don't like being as unprotected as we are, but I feel like armor is going to weigh less than speed would. I want to try and keep this thing under 22,000 if I can. All right, 21,985 is going to be our displacement. I didn't put any secondary guns on this thing. I got to have some secondaries. Just at least a few, but I've got nowhere to put them. All right, we got to go with something smaller if we're going to do any secondaries at all. Is there something wrong with my towers? Ah, there is something wrong with my towers. It's telling me all kinds of stuff is out of place. Okay, I dropped the draft by 20%, so I'm sitting real low to the water line now, which will make it interesting to see what happens when they try to hit me. and I've dealt with all of the issues with the torpedoes and things like that. We do have our 4-inch guns on there. All right, we're going to see. This is 20,147 for the weight now. Ugh, I don't like going into battle with something like this, but I feel like it's what I got to do. Let's see what happens. Okay, we are already engaged. You can see how low to the water line I am. I'm hoping that gives me some protection. Accuracy's good. We've got a 90% accuracy already, and we don't even know what we're firing at yet. There's no time limit on this, right? It's all about the weight and how well we do it, and we are landing hits like crazy already. So that's good. That's real good. Flash fire on. Oh wow! Look at that. Oh, that's either his battleship or his battle cruiser. Oh wow! We lit that thing up. That is lovely. All right. Main thing is we just can't get hit, right? But we don't have a lot of speed, so I think this thing's toast already. We could probably switch targets at this point. Yeah, I think he's going down. Man, we just, oh wow, that's fantastic. Or at the very least, he's not much of a threat because we've taken out some of his turrets. I think we need to move to a different threat for the time being. I'm a little worried about my deck armor because we're so far away. I might have to move in closer, especially so we can get our torpedoes firing. What's our range on those? 12.9 kilometers. So we're gonna have to start moving in. This guy's not sunk, but not much of a threat anymore either. At some point he's gonna start making a move on us, I think. Try to come in with his big boys. Thankfully we haven't been hit so far. 78% chance to hit. What's our range right now? I mean, technically we're in torpedo range, but it doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense to fire the torpedoes from here. Alright, he's coming at us with a couple of his light ships now. We're going to have to deal with that threat quickly. Thankfully his accuracy sucks so far. There go our torpedoes, our first huge spread of torpedoes in the water. Not sure how much luck we'll have from this distance. At the very least, maybe we'll get lucky with something. We're getting ricochets right now. We're not landing a lot of hits that are doing damage on these smaller ships. There we go. That was good. Alright. How are these torpedoes coming in here? They're nice and spread out, which I like. Whether or not they're going to actually sink anything is another matter. These guys are behind smoke right now, but I'm still landing hits. So that's a heavy cruiser. We know he's got a battleship, a battle cruiser, and 2 heavy cruisers. Oh, has he got torpedoes coming at me? Alright, well, that's a problem. Thankfully, I'm light, so I think I'm still fairly agile as far as turning goes. And they've given us this rudder control again, which they had taken away for a while. So that's nice. Because he does have torpedoes on the way, but boy, we do turn fast. Let's see where these other torpedoes are in the water. It looks like we're okay now. We can't take too many hits, that's for sure. More torpedoes in the water. Oh, lovely hit. Lovely hit. And there's more torpedoes going in. I don't know how much they're going to do, but this guy's coming straight at me. And I think we're going to have a good chance of hitting him with some torpedoes. Let's see how they're coming. Ah, they're going to be behind him. I don't think any of them are going to hit. Not going to need them to, though, if we keep landing hits like that. All right, we're going to probably need to start thinking about turning again, because you can see he's putting torpedoes in the water, too. Good thing this thing turns on a dime for a battleship. Oh, I hit him, but it was a dud. Are you kidding me? I landed a torpedo hit, and it was a freaking dud. Look at how this thing turns, though. All right, heavy cruiser's out. We're going to run out of torpedoes before we're anywhere close to the range to actually be able to use them. So I'm going to hold off on firing any more torpedoes for now, because we don't have that many of them. So heavy cruiser's out. We haven't taken any real damage yet. At some point we're going to have to probably get in closer. I need to see what I damaged. It was apparently the battle cruiser. Because I don't even see... Yeah, it was the battle cruiser that we lit up early in the battle. Alright, we're getting some good hits now on the light cruiser. So accuracy is at a premium for sure. I mean, we're landing hits pretty regularly. That's really good news. And these lighter ships, especially if we get in close, we're gonna take out pretty quickly. All right, I'm gonna turn back the other way. We're gonna keep going back and forth before he can get too many torpedoes in at us. You can see those torpedoes. There goes a light cruiser. We can't wait until we see the torpedoes to react to them. Although I'm really, really agile for a battleship. Nice. That light cruiser's toast already. These secondaries might even be kind of unnecessary in the grand scheme of things. I think I might have been okay with just the big guns, as you can see. Alright, let's turn back. Woo! Swing that baby around. Oh, there's a torpedo right there. Ah! He hit me. Darn it. I had too much momentum going one way. Look how much flooding from that one torpedo. Oh, no. Oh, wow. If I took 2 torpedo hits, that might be enough to sink me. Wow. 1 torpedo nearly ended the battle for me. Come on, pumps. 1 torpedo. That was all it took. I am in real trouble now. Alright. Battle cruiser's down. And we're slowly keeping this from getting any worse. But it's not getting any better either. This is bad. Okay, we're getting on top of the flooding a little bit. And our accuracy is suffering. But somehow we are still managing to get our big guns to cause damage. We're currently going after the battleship. We're not doing a ton to it. But we are having some success. But can't take another torpedo hit. We're toast. Might take a while to take out the battleship. I might be better off to maybe go after some of these smaller ships. But they don't seem to be getting in close at me, so maybe I'm okay. And I'm not going to be able to pursue anybody, that's for sure. You know what, I'm going to switch up and go after the Franz Joseph. This heavy cruiser here, who doesn't appear to be in range to even be able to fire on me. Yeah, his range is only 10 kilometers. But we're going to light him up, because he's at 16 kilometers out. We can just pick them off one by one at this distance. It just might take a while, and we might... Oh, no! We're down to 46 AP shells. All right, so let's switch to high explosives, which we would be using on the smaller ships anyway. We've got 272 of those. I think they'll do the trick. Just cause some fires and burn these boys out. Oh, yeah. Lovely. Yeah, I think that'll do the trick. We're crippled, but we're still quite effective at a distance compared to what he can do to us. This might take a while. Oh man, that was huge. The accuracy is out of hand with this thing. Really happy with how accurate it is at range. Landing hits every time. Okay, I think we've just about got the Franz Joseph pummeled into oblivion here with our high explosive shells. Which they're going to do a number on the smaller ships for sure. It just takes a while with HE to finish off a heavy cruiser. We might have to switch back to AP to finish them off. No, that's doing the trick. I think we might have just done it. Yeah, I think he's done. Let's go ahead and switch our target now. Let's go after some of these smaller ones. Yeah, we just landed a big hit again right off the bat. As long as he stays at a distance, I really am under no threat at all because he can't even fire at me from there. This is really about as perfect a scenario as I could ask for, minus the torpedo hit we took. Oh, 10,000 damage. And that one's down. It is gone. Alright, so what do we have left? We've got all the destroyers. We've got the battleship, which we're going to have to use our AP shells on. No, don't fire on the battleship with high explosives. It's not going to do anything. Go after the destroyers. We're going to have a more difficult challenge as far as accuracy goes. But we're also not going to need to land that many hits to destroy a destroyer. You can see there. One salvo pretty much took out that destroyer, and this one will probably do it. Yeah, he's toast. Bye-bye. Let's switch to another target. All right, the battleship's opening back up on us now. That we have to be careful of. In fact, let's go ahead and switch back over to AP and turn on our torpedoes, even though at this distance we're unlikely to hit much. I just want to cause him to have to maneuver and put a cramp on his ability to fire on me. We've got 38 AP shells left. Let's make them count. They're not doing a lot of damage from here, though. Yeah, they're just not doing much. All right, let's try HE. Maybe we'll just start some fires that we'll get lucky with. Maybe we can get an ammo fire and just cause a detonation somewhere. Let's see what happens. He's got 16.5-inch guns on this thing. That could be a problem if he got lucky and landed a hit. Which he thankfully has not yet done. Yeah, we're just not going to do much with these AP shells. And I cannot maneuver at all. I can do 7 knots right now. Oh, we got something there. Alright. We'll just bludgeon him to death with HP shells, or HE shells. And hope he doesn't land a hit on us. Honestly, one good hit through my deck could be enough to sink me with all the flooding damage I have. So we've got to worry about that, especially as slow as I'm moving. Yeah, we're not getting much in the way of hits right now. He just landed a partial pen hit on me. 453 damage. It hit my belt, though, not my deck. And the nice thing is, every time I hit him with the HE shells, even if I'm not doing a ton of damage, I'm killing crew, which is making him less efficient. So that's helping. How far out is he? He's at 17 kilometers. I mean, I could try and close range. I just don't know if I can. With as slow as I'm going. Right, I'm going to switch back to AP for a couple of salvos. We've only got 30 of them left. There we go. Yeah, just not doing much with those. Fire one more, and then we're going to switch back to H80. Yeah, not getting it done. We did cause a little flooding that time, though. Okay, back to the HE shells. Nothing. We keep killing crew, though. I'm curious to know how much he's got left in the way of crew. Can we see that? Yeah, he's lost 31% of his crew. 32% now. Whereas I've only lost 2% of mine. Ooh, and that was a nice hit. Did we destroyed his tower? Oh, that's beautiful. That helps. Looks like the fire's spreading too. He's at 34% losses now. Keep it going. Yeah, we're just gonna have to burn him out. And then we'll worry about the destroyers, because they're not a threat to me. Okay, so now the problem is we're down to just 84 HE shells, and we're just not causing enough damage. So what I've got to do now is I've got to switch. I've got to take out the destroyers while I have the chance. So let's use the HE shells on the destroyers first. If nothing else, we'll have to pursue the battleship. I don't know what he's able to do as far as speed right now. But we might have to try and get in close and just take him out with torpedoes, if nothing else. Alright, I think we got that destroyer on the first hit. 12,000 damage ought to do it. Yep. These other ones are not under smoke, so let's go for the ones that aren't under smoke first. It's amazing at this distance that we're that accurate. Oh, beautiful. And he's done. So a salvo apiece seems to be enough. Oh, he's going to fire smoke now. That's going to make it a little harder to hit him. But we already had him. All right, one to go. Lovely. Oh, here he comes. He's firing on me again. It's a distance now. He is closing the distance. Lovely. That one's toast. All right. Now it's just a battleship duel. I'm still in really bad shape. Alright, let's go ahead and exhaust the AP shells, I guess, first. Got 18 of those left. So like 4 salvos. Maybe we'll get lucky. Otherwise, we're going to have to somehow get close enough to kill him with torpedoes. And I just don't know if we can do that in terms of maneuverability. Yeah, we're just not causing enough damage. Last shot coming up. And that's it, we're out of AP ammo. We've only got 54 shells of HE left. I don't think I can get in close enough to use them more effectively. Oh, he surrendered due to high casualties. We killed 45% of his complement and he surrendered. So we did it. All right, so there you have it. We lost 22 crew compared to 8,300 killed. Sank 12 ships. And we did that with what for our displacement? 20,147. I feel like we could drop the torpedo launchers, drop the secondaries, because we basically did all of that with our main guns. So that's really what that came down to. Go ahead and check out the other videos and see how they did. Let's see how we compare in terms of our tonnage compared to what they were able to do and who had the most effective one. The links are down in the description. Thanks for watching.